Evening, Kush, Yaz. How you guys doing? All right?
All good.
So tonight, season review. Now, what I've done is I've got 5 questions that I'm going to put to each of you. So we're not going to deliberate. You can explain your answers afterwards. All right? Right. So first up, who wants to go first out of you two?
Yes.
Right. Player of the season.
Player of the season.
Yeah. Liverpool player of the season, obviously.
Yeah, clearly.
No deliberation, mate.
No, whatever. I've got. You can't see.
No, we're gonna listen. We're gonna talk about it afterwards. Yeah, but
okay, but
let's just get the answers in.
Okay,
there.
well, there's an element of thinking time, isn't there? So I've just kind of walked in through the squad, and
all right, I'll give you my player of the season then while I'm waiting for you.
Okay.
For me, hold on. Hold on a minute. We got another joiner. What's up, Bruno?
Hey, Bruno.
Oh, Bruno.
There you go.
Can you hear
Listen, yeah, you can hear us now.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, mate. Listen, so we're doing the season review tonight. So what I've done is I've got 5 questions I'm going to ask each of you, right?
Bloody hell, it sounds like an exam.
It is an exam, but it's one you know all the answers to, my friend. It's like the old days, shoe trees, remember? We know all the answers, don't worry. All right, so we're not going to deliberate. I just want your answer, and then afterwards we'll discuss, okay? So, first one, Yaz is thinking about his one.
I've got my one.
All right, so you go. Yaz is going first, then Kush, then you, then me. So, Yaz, player of the season, Liverpool player of the season.
Ooh.
Mo Salah for me.
Mo Salah, okay. Kush?
Nat Phillips.
Bruno?
God, man. Who? Oh, why? What? That's a tough one. Yeah. It's between. I'm not sure Salah is the. I was gonna go for no. Thiago has improved a lot. I would go for Thiago. There you go. Yeah, he's improved a lot.
Me?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm picking Fabinho as my player of the season for Liverpool. Okay, next question.
I think we should deliberate the question and then move on to the second one.
Mate, he's the host. He's figured it out.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. We'll come back.
Why
to
are
it,
you changing the rules now?
Exactly. He likes doing that. Listen, you know while he was waiting to come on, he sent me a WhatsApp message and it went like this: tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
It's on the group.
It's on the group. We all got
I know. It's funny, man. Okay.
Right,
so, next one. Goal of the season.
Oh, that's easy.
I'll give you mine.
That's easy.
Easy.
Well, is it? It's not easy.
Okay.
There's lots of good goals. Go on, Yaz.
Yeah, I mean, Alisson's goal against West Brom for me.
Goal of the season. Best goal.
That's not what you asked.
Best goal of the season. There's other questions. Don't worry.
Best goal of the season was Alisson's goal against West Brom.
Okay. All right. Kush?
Ditto.
Same thing here, man. Same thing.
Okay.
It's like the most important goal. It was, technically it wasn't the most amazing, but considering, the timing, everything. So it's, go with that.
All right. So for me, I've picked Salah's goal against West Ham when he took it down. Shaqiri in the rain, long ball over the top, and he just cushioned it with his studs. And then just knocked it in. That was a great goal. So the next one is where I think your answers should be. And that's a moment of the season. For me, that is Alisson, that goal there. Moment of the season, 100%. You, same thing for all of you? Moment of the season? Or is there another one?
No, absolutely. I mean, we didn't have many good moments, as I say, this season. So that was absolutely amazing. So Go with that. That was
All right.
That was by far.
All right.
Sort
Okay.
of the moment. Yeah.
So, hi, Jaden. How you doing, mate?
All right, guys. Good evening.
Good
Hello.
evening. Nice to see you in the season review.
Yeah, I thought I'd make the last one because I ain't made the last few.
It's not the last one, man. We're doing one a week, man.
Oh, is it, yeah?
Transfers, rumours. Yes,
I
my
meant
friend.
for the season, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, sounds good.
All right, listen. So what we've done is I've got 5 questions, which I've asked everyone.
Lovely.
We're on question 3 at the moment. So first thing I'm going to ask you is, so you can catch up, right? Player of the season.
Player of the season. I think it's got to be Salah for me, to be honest, you know. I mean, he's one of the only ones that have kind of kept his level all the way through.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to chat more about the choices in a minute, yeah?
Yeah.
But
what's
Salah, Yaz went with Salah.
what's number 2 then?
I went with Fabinho, and Kush went with Nat Phillips, and Bruno went with Thiago.
Ooh.
As I said, is improved a lot. Let's put it this way. Yeah.
The second question was goal of the season.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, go on.
Easy. Salah's one. Shaqiri, what was it? Robertson to Shaqiri. Shaqiri ball over the top to Salah. Salah takes it down on the underfoot and then finish it.
That's
Easily.
what I said.
Beautiful goal.
These 3 heathens went with Alisson's goal.
Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah.
Hold on, but hold that thought for a minute. So the third question was moment of the season.
Okay, if there's going to be a distinction between the two, then the Alisson header is right out there.
For me, is the moment of the season.
Yeah,
100%. That was just unbelievable.
I screamed when it went.
I screamed, man. Everyone screamed. Even Maria, even my wife, she looked at it. She said, "He's not allowed to be in their penalty area." And I said, no, we allowed rush goalie at the beginning of the game.
Everyone agreed, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So we're up to speed now. So 4th question. Yaz, ready?
Yeah.
Game of the season.
Oh God. Ooh.
Your favourite game, favourite Liverpool game, best performance, whatever, the one you enjoyed.
For me, it's probably the Crystal Palace game. It just was the kind of game that showed and reminded us of what we were like for the last couple of years.
Which one? Sorry, the away performance or the home?
The 7-0.
Okay, good shout.
It just reminded me of what we were like and just how clinical we can be.
Yeah. Good shout. Kush?
Okay.
United away.
Yeah.
United away. Bruno, that's you as well?
That is my game of the season. Are you kidding me? Like, we go to Old Trafford. We haven't won for how many years? We go there. We win 4-2, and it's the start of the run that gets us in the Champions League. So, that's...
Okay, good, yeah. Jaden?
I think mine's going to be the game against Atalanta,
Oh, my God, me and Jaden, man. And we haven't spoken,
I think the 5-0.
We have not spoken. Yeah.
The 5-0 against Atalanta was, I think, even though, actually, no, we're going to go into our reasons a bit later, are we?
Yeah.
So Atalanta, 5-0. Yeah.
That's the one I picked as well. The Man United one was an obvious one, and Crystal Palace as well, obvious. They were great performances, but for me, I loved the Atalanta game.
I think
away. I thought
United
that was amazing.
Was more about the result other than the performance. Even though we did play well, I feel like we played better in other games. Like the Palace one's a good shout. And the Wolves game as well, we played really, really well. But the Atalanta one for me, that's Europe group stage, and that team is not easy. We made them look silly.
Yeah. Okay, last question. Who's been the breakthrough player this year? Who next year now is going to be nailed on in that team, first team squad? Like a breakthrough player, one that wasn't a regular before.
We're going to go through? Yeah, you want to start?
Yes, go on.
who's going to be a breakthrough player? That's a tough
Not who's
question.
going to be. Who do you think has done themselves?
You mean earned a spot? That you say?
There's someone who Klopp now is looking at and saying, "Yeah, this player. He's going to be in my plans next year."
I know my answer definitely.
I know my answer too.
Yeah,
I know my answer too.
The question is, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean a youngster.
It's a difficult one because the season was weird.
I'm gonna go Thiago because he will be his go-to man next year. I mean, this season was on and off. Injuries, COVID, new league, empty stadiums. I think this, for a 29-year-old, stroke 30 next year, we're probably going to see even more. Well, not probably even more, double of what we've seen already. I think there's so much more to come.
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave my wife for him. Push.
Yeah, I mean, Thiago all the way. I mean, obviously Nat Phillips has come through, and that's a different type. But in terms of first team, who he's now seen, who's going to change, who's possibly going to change the way we play, is Thiago.
I will go with Jones. Jones is the one we're going to see a lot more of next season. I think he's going to be a lot more in that midfield, definitely. So he's the breakthrough player. He's the one who's kind of shown, of all the youngsters that have come through, he's the one who looks much more mature than he's only 19, right? Am I wrong? 20. And he 19, 20, and he plays like someone who's been in that team for years. So I think that Jones is going to be played a lot more, much more next season in that midfield. Absolutely.
Jayden?
Yeah, you took mine. CJ, Curtis Jones, easily. I think the definition of a breakthrough player, he got given his chance to perform, and he took it. And there was times, he's unlucky with that little injury at the end, but there was times where he was actually our best player on the pitch for quite a few games.
There was a couple of...
He is so good that I am actually not too upset if we don't replace Wijnaldum, even though I want to, obviously. But I think he is that good where he impressed so much on the pitch with his close control and his progressive passing. But yeah, other than that, I'd say Jota, if you can count that. Yeah, it's between them because obviously he did that similar step up as a player from a winger at Wolves that people knew that was all right to, oh my God, this guy's actually a world beater. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm going to go a bit left field here. I'm going for Harvey Elliott. I think, even though he didn't play for us this season, I've watched some of his games in the Championship and I've watched his performance. He looks like another level to the players he's played with in the Championship.
Got 7 goals, 11 assists.
Yeah, he is going to be part of that first team squad next season. I really believe so. I really 100% believe he'll be in that. I don't know if he'll play. He'll probably play a more like a Curtis Jones part next season where he'll play him sporadically. But I tell you what, he's going to be one of our players next year, mate. All right, someone else is joining. Oh, here he is. Hello. Nice of you to make it.
He's going to get rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
At once.
Hello, Andy.
Hello, boys.
All
right.
Listen, so what we've done is we're going to discuss afterwards these 5 questions. It's just you to go, my friend. Everyone else has given their answers. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions, yeah?
Go on then.
Player of the season.
We just have my hammer. Player of the season. Ooh. Do you know what? I'm inclined to say, considering what he did for us in the situation, I'm inclined to say Phillips. You know that. I don't know why. I don't think any of the others are quite good enough to deserve it. So I'm going to go with Phillips.
Okay. Yaz went with Salah. Kush went with Phillips.
Yeah.
Bruno went with Thiago.
Wow.
Jaden went with Salah as well. And I went with Fabinho.
And they were the other two in my mind, Salah and Fabinho. But I think just because of the impact, because of the situation and the fact that he was in the Bundesliga too last season, you know?
Yeah, good shout, man. All right, next one.
Go on.
Goal of the season.
Oof. Did we score many goals?
Yes, we did. Come on.
Not enough.
Goal of the season, the one that stands out for me was Salah, West Ham.
Yeah. That's the one myself and Jaden went with.
That move was incredible.
Yeah. Myself and Jaden went with that.
I can't think of any other unbelievable goals.
The other three went with Alisson's header.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's iconic, and that.
Yeah, but then that really, I think, fits into the next one, which is moment of the season.
Yeah, that's the moment, definitely.
Yeah, there's only one moment this year, and that's it.
Easy.
Next one was game of the season. Our best game, best performance.
Best performance.
Or best game, the one you enjoyed the most.
That's a one. You know what? I can't. That first half of the season, I must admit, I'm struggling to remember. I think the season's taken such a toll on me.
It feels like 2 seasons. It actually does.
It's like a fog. It's like
a little bit, yeah.
You're traumatized, yeah?
I can't think of too many performances in the second half of the season that warranted, a best performance. I want to say, I'm just thinking back to one of the games against Spurs. Was it Spurs away? What was the score against Spurs away?
3-1.
We won.
Yeah.
Did we play well that day? I just seem to remember playing well that day.
Yeah, we didn't do badly.
We played very well.
That stands out. That is the one that I'm just being drawn to off the top of my head. But again, I feel like this season's been such a blur that it's a hard question. What did the others go with?
So Bruno went with Man United away. The one recently, 4-2.
Yeah.
Yaz went with the Palace, 7-0.
Fair point.
Kush, remind me, you went with United away. Myself and Jaden went with the Atalanta away, Champions League, 5-0.
And now you're mentioning them all, they're all coming back, but I couldn't think of them. I couldn't even remember the Palace.
Don't worry. Last one, breakthrough player. So who had their breakthrough? So who do you think next year we're going to see a lot more of?
It's probably logic says Jones, right? Because as good as Phillips was, I don't think he'll be playing much next season. I think Jones has, certainly that first half of the season, I think he was very good, and he's the one that we can see having a big future. A lot of our players are either established or, people like Thiago, I wouldn't call them breakthrough. So Jones, and I also think the young keeper, when he was called upon, did well, Kelleher. Jones first and then second, Kelleher.
Yeah, he just signed a new contract as well, didn't he? That Kelleher.
He's going to be our number 2 and Adrian our number 3. Thank God.
Oh my word, man.
Adrian's still a bit close though. Number 3. I want number 6, maybe.
Yeah. I want number 6 at home.
What did the others go with?
So a couple went with Curtis Jones.
Yeah, so me and Brian as it went with Curtis Jones.
I went with Jones, yeah.
Thiago was Yaz's choice.
Yeah.
But not as, because he is an established player, but he reckons we're going to see a lot more of him. He's going to be the go-to guy next year.
Yeah.
And Kush went with Phillips.
No, Thiago.
Thiago. Sorry, yeah.
What did you say?
I said, I went a bit left field and I went with Harvey Elliott. I think he's going to come into the team next year. Because I watched some.
I can't count him. He was at Blackburn.
I can count him. He's a Liverpool player. And I think I think because if you watch him, right? I've seen some of his games that he played in the Championship, and he's a kid, and he was the best player on the pitch. I mean, he's playing men's football, and he was like dominating games.
Yeah, he's an exceptional talent.
I think we're going to see a lot more of him at Liverpool next year. That's my shout.
I do think we'll see some of him next year, but I think we just need to be a bit cautious. He's super ill. But huge talent. And you know what? When he went on loan and he started doing really well, I Googled Grealish because I remember Grealish at Villa when he was young was really highly thought of. And he went on loan. Did he go on loan or was it Villa in the Championship? I think he went on loan somewhere for 2 seasons.
I think Villa in the Championship we're thinking about.
I think he actually went on loan from Villa to the Championship. And he did well. And he was a couple of years older than Elliott is now. He did well, but his numbers were nowhere near what Elliott.
He went to Notts County for two.
Was in Notts County, Jason? Yeah,
League One.
It was. And I just think to myself, I can see him being our Grealish in the future, you know?
Possibly, yeah.
He loves Liverpool. He does.
Yeah. Okay, so they're the questions. We can deliberate a bit now. Player of the season, then. So, look, obviously Salah. I mean, Yaz, why did you pick Salah?
Because I think he's the player. Without him, I don't think we would have ended up where we ended up. I think he's the only player out of the previous 2 or 3 fantastic campaigns that stood up to the test of time again. He was probably the only one that his performances were exactly the same as what they've been the last 2 years. I didn't see him fall off. I mean, lots of the others fell away. Keeper, left back, right, throughout the team. I just think he was reliable for his reliable season. For 22 goals in the end. Who was our second top goal scorer? No one was near him.
No.
So for me, he did his job. So for that reason,
I think who was it? Just me? Was it us three that picked Salah? It was just me and you, was it? Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
I concur with you about Salah. He's just, no matter what everyone's doing, he's just remained his level just the same. You know, I mean, it's back 3 seasons, 20 plus goals. One of the only players to do it for us. I think only 2 other players have done it. That for us, and it's not
Owen.
Easy. Yeah,
Owen's one.
Yeah, it's not an easy feat to do, especially in a season like this as well, where everybody else is struggling and you're the only one. I mean, Mane scored a woeful amount of goals this season. He really, really struggled, and those 2 were considered. I mean, I had a lot of friends telling me Mane is better than Salah. It's easy, and they were considered very close in ability. Not going to say that they're not or whatever, but it just showed like this is a bad season for Salah, and he still should have got golden boot, to be honest. A couple of missed chances in the last game, but he was right on the heels. So for me, it's just he's apart from Virgil, which is debate of, I think Salah's our best player, head and shoulders, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I went with Fabinho. The reason I said Fabinho, for me, obviously Salah's the obvious one with the goals, and I love Salah's desire. He's just so hungry to score goals. That's all he wants to do. But he works hard as well for the team, you know. He is a team player. He's greedy, but all strikers have to be greedy. But he works hard as well. So it was close. But for me, I went with Fabinho because he was played out of position for a large part of the season. And when he went back to his proper position, that's when the team started to play well. That moment there. So for me, that's why I gave it to him, just on that basis. Kush, you went with?
Phillips.
Yeah,
I heard what Andy was saying earlier. So, I mean, that's the pure reason is I don't think there's a player that has been as consistent as Phillips in terms of performance. I don't think there's a player that, as good as Salah has been, and I totally agree with everyone's views on Salah, even he in certain games dropped off. But I don't think you can say that about Phillips. And considering Phillips, as Andy said, has come from Bundesliga 2 straight into our team, unfairly dropped at some point of the season as well. I think he's been phenomenal. Interestingly enough, if you look at the Liverpool Echo, I think today or yesterday they compiled their top, their ratings, player ratings for the season, based off of the ratings they gave on every match. So whatever the sample size was, number one for them in terms of the ratings was Fabinho, and number 2 was Phillips, and they were very close. So marks out of 10 on average. So they were both kind of high 7s. You can see, but if you think about that, if you think that our best players rating wise were only high 7s, that tells you what kind of season we've had, right? Because you normally expect a couple of 8s,
maybe a 9.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. But I mean, as an average per season, these are the average scores after every game. So I think Phillips, for me, given where he's come from and his backstory.
Oh yeah, Phillips done an amazing. I mean, wow! What a player! What a player! I mean, I love the guy.
Nat Phillips.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna enjoy cult hero status amongst Liverpool fans worldwide. I don't think anyone's going to forget him this season. Whatever happens to him now, whatever happens to him in the future, whether he goes to another club, because I actually think what might happen is they might get an offer for him from a Burnley or someone like that, and I think he might go.
I think he deserves. I think he deserves a squad place. I really do. If I was going to, don't get me wrong, Matip when he's playing is good, but for the amount of for the salary Matip's on, and for the injury record he's got, Phillips has got to be a more reliable bet, hasn't he? As a number 4, centre back.
Well, they reckon Matip might be going, isn't it? They're saying that they might sell Matip and keep Phillips because they've just signed Konate, haven't they?
Yeah. You know what? With Phillips, I feel like I may have a controversial view from like a lot of people that I speak to.
Here we go. Brace,
because obviously
he's gone.
No,
he's already sold.
Honestly, disclaimer. I think Phillips for his level and for the situation that he got thrown into, and from where he's been playing before. Like you said, he's playing for Stuttgart, which is not even comparable to the level of the Prem. Probably not even Championship level, to be honest. But he's done well. Like he's done really well. But I think the Prem is about 2 or 3 levels above his level, which is not a knock on him because he has managed to keep it, to where he doesn't look. But I think he's just not good enough at all for the club. Like,
Jaden, I see.
You've started Kush off now. That's it. In trouble now.
It's a game of opinions, but your argument there, given his performance levels, given how he's performed against, particularly in the last 10 games where we needed to win, or whatever it was, 8 wins or whatever, 2 draws, or whatever. I mean, his level hasn't dropped. To me, I know what you're saying. He wouldn't be my first choice centre back. He probably wouldn't be my third choice centre back. But he's never going to let you down.
I don't. There's a thing, I don't actually think he did that well. Honestly, I know I think that the last bit. I think the last bit of the season and his the theatrics, like the goal, the saving off the line, the stuff that he's done to kind of like the last-ditch tackles. I think they've glossed over the fact that he gets caught out time and time again.
Watch Joe Gomez. Watch some VT of Joe Gomez and tell
But
me
the
who
thing is,
gets
Joe
caught
Gomez
out.
gets caught out, yeah, but he has the
Massively.
pace. He has the pace and power to
He
make.
doesn't. Joe Gomez has the turning circle of a juggernaut.
No,
Joe Gomez in a running race is fast. Joe Gomez, when he's got a player next to him and he has to turn back to stop. Well, watch the City game. Watch what Sterling did to Gomez.
Yeah, but no, I hear what you're saying, but for me, like what you're saying about obviously Gomez, he has kind of those mistakes that he makes where he gets caught out and stuff. I feel like I said, well, he has the pace to make it up, and you were saying it's turning circles.